This is Keep On Cooking, a podcast dedicated to plant-based cookbooks, created, produced, and hosted by a cookbook lover for cookbook lovers. This podcast features interviews with the authors themselves, giving you a behind-the-scenes look at the stories behind the recipes. Here to bring you your weekly dose of culinary inspiration. So grab a cookbook and keep on cooking. I'm Dustin Harder, and this is Keep On Cooking. Hello, and welcome to Keep On Cooking, the only podcast dedicated to plant-based cookbooks. I'm your host, Dustin Harder, and I'm like a salad at a Midwestern potluck, unexpected, questionably dressed, and mostly just whipped cream. He's here to help me kick things off, the dashingly handsome Mr. Rossetti. Hello, darling.
Questionably dressed?
Yeah.
Why questionably?
Because what's on it? What's on a salad?
I love it. Whipped cream
I
on
mean,
a Midwestern salad?
Yeah, I mean, Cool Whip essentially.
Sure,
or
right.
if we're going to a vegan potluck, maybe a So Delicious Cocoa Whip, our favorite.
Cocoa Whip, it is our favorite.
We do have an issue with the Cocoa Whip, everybody, and that is that you take it out to thaw, and you kind of have a window once it hits that really delicious, fluffy, like Cool Whip mark.
And then it goes past that.
And then we got soup after that.
Soup.
If you get yourself some Cocoa Whip.
Delicious soup.
Delicious soup. Delicious soup.
Still soup.
And if you get yourself some Cocoa Whip, we know that you know that we know that you know what we're talking about.
You know.
Well, listen, what's coming up?
What is coming up? Well, we've got Make It Plant-Based Filipino, 60 plus recipes for vegan soups, stews, noodles, snacks, and desserts by Ria Elciario Miquian. It's available today. It just got released, and it's hot off the presses.
Hot off the presses. This is from Workman Publishing Company. Discover the deliciousness of vegan versions of your favorite Filipino foods, part of Workman's new series of passionate plant-based cookbooks. Whether new to the world of plant-based cooking or already acquainted and looking for easy vegan versions of beloved dishes, Make It Plant-Based Filipino shows you how easy it is to make plants the star of the plate. We love that here. Using store-bought pantry staples, fresh vegetables and fruit, and meat-free and dairy-free alternatives, it's simple to make richly flavored dishes such as spicy curry taro leaves, chickpea lumpia, no churn ube ice cream, and sweet banana spring rolls, baby.
Gosh, I love a lumpia.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Am I right? Didn't we have one at
We did at the Hawaiian Hideout.
It was so delicious. Hawaiian Hideout here in Chicago, everybody. We love it.
Little gem.
It's
little
so
gem
fun.
in the
It's
south
so fun.
of the city.
Yeah.
Well, so this cookbook is part of an exciting series, including Make It Plant-Based Indian, Make It Plant-Based Mexican, and Make It Plant-Based Southern. You see where we're going here. And they're colorful packaged volumes that highlight the endless possibilities available to home cooks to let them know it's easier than ever to make it plant-based, because it is. No reason not to know something. Dustin, what are we learning this week?
Well, our author today, the fabulous Charlise Rookwood, has Jamaican and Mauritian roots. And I will be transparent, I wasn't clear on what the national identity of Mauritian was, so we looked it up before the interview. Mauritian is made up of blended groups of people who come mainly from South Asian, notably Indian, African, Mozambique, Madagascar, and Zanzibar, European, white European, Mauritians, and Chinese descent, as well as those of mixed background from any combination of the aforementioned ethnic groups.
Which is, I mean, it's just such an eclectic mix, and I'm sure that makes this cookbook one not to be missed. That's like full of complex flavors, bold flavors.
Yeah, delicious stuff,
all of
different textures, all
Yeah.
good things. We get into it too, you know it. And whether you are new to vegan cooking, simply want to reduce the amount of meat and dairy you are consuming, or are an experienced plant-based cook, Vegan Soulicious has a fresh and delicious point of view. That's the book we're talking about today. It's offering an exciting approach to cooking that is irresistibly soulful and centered on wellness and joy. In her debut cookbook, Vegan Soulicious, Charlise Rookwood shares her favorite vegan dishes as well as recipes that showcase African and Caribbean flavors that will make your taste buds sing. In the process, she proves that plant-based food can be boldly flavorful, vibrantly beautiful, easy to make, and a reflection of cultural roots.
Yes, since embarking on her plant-based journey, Charlise Rookwood, musician turned chef and host of the Black Vegan Cooking Show, has been on a mission to recreate plant-based versions of her favorite foods.
Finding inspiration in her Mauritian and Jamaican roots, she tapped into the long-standing plant-based traditions of both islands and discovered how easy it is with just a few ingredients and some simple techniques to bring the vibrance of tropical cooking to a vegan lifestyle.
Accented with rich Caribbean and African influences, Charlise's recipes span beloved Jamaican comfort foods to outrageously delicious Mauritian curries and chutneys, as well as a few plant-based twists on American soul food favorites.
Armed with stories and packed full of flavor, Charlise has formulated this debut cookbook that celebrates health, cultural heritage, and irresistible flavor. Here she is to tell us all about it. It's Charlise Rookwood. With a mission to heal through food with her wildly popular social media accounts, Vegan Soulicious and the Black Vegan Cooking Show, she shines while celebrating purpose, culture, and soul. It is my absolute honor and privilege to welcome to the Keep On Cooking podcast, the stunning and glorious Charlise Rookwood. Welcome, my dear.
Yay!
Yay! Thank you for being here. Let's dive into your icebreaker question, shall we?
Okay, hit me with it.
Here we go. So, we all need a break, and downtime can be part of self-care, of course. And my friend describes it as a 0 day, where you sort of turn off all the noise, phones, all that stuff, and obligations. You put it in a container, you put it away, and you focus on yourself and your needs. So anything from sitting on the couch all day to retail therapy or spending day in the park for the very busy Charlise Rookwood. What does a 0 day look like to you?
What are those? What are 0 days?
What are those? Exactly. Well, then that's me reminding you to grab yourself a 0 day.
Listen, okay, I've only recently started to just intentionally try and have 0 days. Haven't quite got there yet, but I have a few 0 hours.
Great. That's a start. That's beautiful.
I know it sounds so boring, but I go to the gym.
No, I love it. I love it. That's fantastic.
I go to the gym. I don't really get a 0 day because I'm a single mama with a 12-year-old.
Right. Exactly right. Exactly right. Well, if you could, so I wonder then if I twist this, if you could have a 0 day, you have a daughter, is that correct?
Yes.
If you could have a 0 day with your daughter where you didn't have to worry about anything else, just quality time with your daughter, what would you do?
We would go upstate New York and go foraging for mushrooms.
Oh,
that would
I'm
be
in.
That would be
That's
big
a good one.
Of mushrooms.
Yes. Oh,
and
so
make sure
good.
that she doesn't eat the wrong one.
Yes, of course, of course. Now, are you skilled in mushroom
I am
adventures?
not skilled at all, but I've got a bunch of friends that are.
Fantastic. So you'll take one of them with you, and then you'll figure it all out as you go.
Yeah, take Jenny Mac with me so that we don't poison ourselves.
Perfect. Yes, I think I would. My day would be all about my husband and my dog. I think, my 0 day, I'd want it to be great weather. There would be some couch time, but then taking that dog on a walk that is not timed or rushed, not trying to get back to anything. And he's not big on my dog doesn't love long. He's like small to medium. He's a little prince. He likes a nice casual walk. So I would just let him sniff everything in sight and we'd get some good food. That's what it would be.
You know what? I would add our puppy to our little foraging team.
Yes. And of course, make sure your puppy doesn't eat the wrong mushrooms. Of course, what kind of dog do we have?
We have a Bishpoo, a toy poodle.
Oh, what's the name?
My daughter called her Tofu.
Of
course she did.
I love a food name. I am waiting to have a pet that I can name Pickles. It's just sitting there for me. I want to name a pet Pickles.
That sounds like a hamster.
I think my hamster days are over. I had them when I was a kid, but you never know. I work a lot with Chloe Coscarelli. She has 2 cats. Their names are Pancakes and Waffles, and I adore them.
You gotta love it.
I love those names too. Yeah. Well, of course, we're here to chat all about your amazing book that just came out on May 6th, Vegan Soulicious, Plant-Based Island Cooking. Congratulations. Happy Pub Week. And it looked like you had a fabulous launch in NYC. Tell us about it.
Oh my God, I was so nervous. I was a bag of nerves.
I get it.
And I was just like, what if no one turns up? And everyone's like, what are you talking about?
They showed up.
It was a full house.
I love it.
We had 80 people in the house, and it was
Beautiful.
just a room full of love. It's all a blur. So I watched
Sure.
it back. I watched the recording back this morning. Because I just didn't even recall the conversations I had at the fireside chat, and it was so overwhelming, but so surreal. It's just mad.
I love it. What a night of love, right? When people show up like that. That's great. Oh, so good. Well, we're going to get into this book, but before we do, let's get into your history a bit before we peel through the book. You grew up in a diverse household cooking with your, do I say this right? Grand-mère in French, is that right?
Grand-mère.
Grand-mère.
Yeah.
Oh, you say it. That sounds way
Yeah,
better.
grand-mère.
Oh, I love it. And you learned quite a bit as a child cooking. Can you elaborate on that for us?
My grandma was a vegetarian, so I used to spend the weekends with her. So lots of Mauritian Creole cooking in the kitchen. And then my dad, being the chef in the family, he thought he was the best. Actually, he wasn't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He was big on food. My mom couldn't actually cook when they met.
Really?
Yeah, my dad taught my mom how to cook.
Okay.
So my dad's whole thing was, early 80s, late 70s. He was a DJ, a dancer, and his whole thing was in the kitchen. We've got to lay out the utensils. We've got to have Curtis Mayfield.
Love it.
We've got to have everything feeling good, the good vibes. And he
The
would
joy.
always pull me in the kitchen.
Oh, great.
And it never felt like I've got to do a chore.
Yep.
It always felt like, I love this moment.
Mm-hmm.
He made it so much fun. So I always naturally had this beautiful connection with the kitchen as being a space of release.
That's great.
Yeah.
And joyful it sounds.
And joyful, just good music, food, and good vibes.
Oh, I love it. That's my wish for the world, is that they find joy in the kitchen.
Me too.
You know? Well, you're a musician turned chef with so many outstanding credentials here, from appearing on QVC with Venus Williams to share her fantastic product, Happy Viking, which I love, by the way, and appearing on the Today Show, sharing your fabulous jerk tacos with the world. But how did it all begin for you in food professionally? Tell us about your transition from music to food. What were you doing in the music scene, and what led to the transition to become a plant-based chef?
Oh, wow. Try and keep this as short as possible. Okay, so left school at 16, grew up in a family full of musicians.
Wonderful.
So my mum's brother, Bluey, has a jazz funk band called Incognito, and he wrote for the likes of Stevie Wonder and Jill Scott. And so I grew up as a little kid in a studio watching these amazing musicians go in and out the door. My mum was a singer, my dad was a dancer. So I grew up in a very free house. Like, all my mates wanted to come to my house.
I want to go to that house right now. Where is the time machine?
They were just like, whatever, just live your life. Maybe a little bit too free with me. So the minute I hit 16, I was already kind of singing. It was just a natural kind of space for me. And I was like, right, I'm either going to go fashion college and do what my dad's doing, or I'm just going to pursue music. And I decided to pursue music. So I left school at 16. I didn't go to college or university.
Yeah.
And I signed to a girl group called All Saints, who was signed to the Simon Cowell's label.
Sure.
And I was the original member. I was the original third. So I hit the road with them. I left after a year because I was like, this girl band thing ain't for me.
Sure.
And from that point, it just went from touring to then signing a publishing deal with Universal. So I ended up being a songwriter for many, many years for Universal. I knew from a very young age that I didn't really want the spotlight. I didn't want to be at the front. I liked being in the studio and behind the scenes. Did backing vocals for Kelly Rowland, Shaka Khan, a whole bunch of people.
Wow.
Then I came to New York and I lived here. When I was signed to Universal, I was writing for Ja Rule and Ashanti. And my life has been crazy.
Yeah.
And then when I came back to London, gosh, so this is like 16 to like 39. I've only ever been in the music industry. I've never done anything else. And my dad was diagnosed with stomach cancer when I was around 39. And that was kind of when the big shift kind of happened in my life and in my career. When my dad passed, that was when I went plant-based. we lost like 4 of his siblings over 2 years, all to stomach cancer. It was like so crazy. And that was like that was what gave me the big kind of shift, because apparently our family has Lynch syndrome, which is hereditary cancer.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, it doesn't mean that I can't get sick, but I'm just going to try and eliminate some obvious things from my diet. So when my dad passed, I was like, right, I'm nearly knocking on 40 and I want to have a baby, so I need to get my skates on.
Sure.
So I said, right, I'm going to be vegan. I'm going to have a vegan baby. And that's how I'm doing it. And I went cold turkey. Had my little one. She was born vegan. And that was the beginning of that journey. And I decided to walk away from the music industry when I became a mum.
Wow.
I was like, it's been a long time and I don't really feel like dragging my kid on tour. It's not really how I envisage being a mum, but I commend all the mums that do it. And I walked away from it, and then I moved back to New York as just a mum here, figuring it out, trying to find my way. And that was the first part of the journey. Yeah. And then when I moved here, the kitchen has always been, like I said earlier, my space of escapism. And I was the chef in London in the family. Everyone came to me. Christmas dinner, we're going to Charlise's, and birthdays. So when I got here, I was like, God, I've got no family here. No one's here. So I started pouring into my social media. The big shift happened in the pandemic, in the lockdown. I started just sharing recipes online, and then I was like, wow, people are really gravitating towards this stuff that I'm just kind of putting out, not really giving it too much thought, not being strategic. And before I knew it, I had all these followers, and all these parents asking all these vegan questions. And a lot of people were like, wow, what is Mauritian food? That sounds really interesting. It's not really a cuisine that's really here in the United States. So I just started sharing and sharing. Before I knew it, this vegan Soulicious situation had kind of appeared. Yeah. And where do I go from there? I don't want to keep going.
No, that's great. It sounds
Yeah.
like Vegan Soulicious came about, it all aligned, and here you are.
Yeah.
Sharing years of experience and joy that you find in the kitchen with the rest of the world. And we're also so much more the luckier for it. Like,
Oh
how
my
amazing.
goodness.
What
It's
a
crazy.
journey.
It's like COVID was definitely as sad as the whole thing was, and
Yeah.
I lost a lot of people in that too. I managed to create something positive out of being in a lockdown space. I mean, the Black Vegan Cooking Show came about in that time as well.
Amazing. Which is so good. Everyone has to check out the Black Vegan Cooking Show. And where can they watch it? It's on YouTube. Everything's on YouTube, right?
Yeah, everything's on
Of course, everything's on YouTube. Well, that brings us to current day Vegan Soulicious Plant-Based Island Cooking. It's your debut cookbook, just came out this week. The book is a journey through flavors and stories that have been passed down through generations and now reinvented by you to share the power of plant-based cooking. The book feels like a warm hug, and up front, yes, look at that gorgeous book. I love the colors too. Is this like purple your color? Because I've seen you wearing it too, and it's good. It's good all around. Yep. It's a vibe and it pops. Up front, you have a dedication to your father, and this dedication, his words, keep pushing against the flow, Charlise, echo in your heart, you say. And I see a lot of dedications in cookbooks, of course, but this one feels so special, not downplaying other ones, but this one is so rooted. And you actually go on to talk more about this at the end of the book. So can you elaborate a little bit on that phrase for us from your father?
Okay, so keep pushing against the flow. So that phrase is something that my dad has said to me my entire life. For as long as I can remember, whenever I was struggles at school or friends or work, his whole thing was always like, Charlise, just keep pushing against the flow. And that was his only line he would say. And it would somehow always just like reset me. So I stole it and it's mine now.
It's great. It's great. Yeah. I'd say you're passing it on. You're inspiring other people with those fabulous words. So that's great. The legacy lives on.
Yeah, there's always something that's going to be coming at us.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Well, in the introduction of the book, you speak to specific ingredients, one's used in Jamaican cooking and some that are used in both Jamaica and Mauritius Islands. You go in depth about ingredients for the reader to arm their vegan toolkit with including essential cooking tools. And I'm just going to mention already, I already talked about the color purple, but in this book, you look fabulous. Whether it is in your best sequin jumper or just lounging around, all I can see is that whatever energy you're holding on to, I want in on it. So we got a piece of it with this book, which is great.
Super. That's what I wanted.
Yes. Do you get complimented on your style often?
Um, yeah, I do. You
Yeah.
know what? But you know what? I'm a homebody, so if I'm not out working, I'm at home, so no one really sees me.
Sure. Sure.
People are like, "Do you really live in New York?" Yeah, I do.
You're like, I do. It happens. It's here. There was you had a great post. I think it was about your launch party, and you were it was like stop motion of you in that. I think it's the purple suit, and it's just so good. It's so glamorous, but also like so chill and approachable. I was like, I'm into this. This
Yeah,
is
like
great.
this is how I normally go shopping every day.
Yeah.
Like, in purple sequence, darling.
And if you did, why not sometimes? Hey, but also no pressure to do that all the time either, right?
Right.
It's go with the flow. Well, this gets us started with breakfast. Everything from a mango chili lassi to super fluffy bacon pancakes. What are a couple recipes in this chapter that you hold close to your heart from childhood that you had to veganize? You knew had to be in here.
Oh my God, this is such an amazing conversation, by the way, because this is the first time that I'm doing this.
Yes, the peel through the book.
Yeah,
We want the
this is the
scoop.
peel through the book. I'm like, oh my God, I'm actually turning the pages myself, like it's the first time.
Yes, I love it.
Breakfast. Okay, so breakfast is like, it's a major situation in a Jamaican household. And I am not really a breakfast person, but like Jamaicans eat like dinner size meals for breakfast.
I'm
And
like
it
you, I
like
think.
holds you
Then.
through the day. Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But a must for me, the Jamaican saltfish fritters or the no saltfish fritters.
So tell me more about that. What's in this? What is it
So
exactly?
ordinarily that would be cod.
Okay, for breakfast.
Yeah, so it's like a
Wow.
fish fritter for breakfast. That's what
Okay.
No, it's kind of heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's deep fried.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And it's one of my favorites. And I was like, gosh, like this is one thing that I don't want to give up in life. And I tried many things and I found that artichoke hearts work really, really well to give you that flake. I was like, I've got to get those in there with some of my hot sauce, 150.
Oh, delicious.
Green banana porridge. That is like Sunday morning staple in every Jamaican household.
Love that.
So I was like, I mean, once you've had it, you need to lay down and take a nap.
You're like, it comes with a disclaimer.
It comes with a disclaimer. And then, I mean, fried dumplings. I mean, who doesn't want fried dumpling in the morning?
Yes. So good. So
FYI,
good.
I don't eat this stuff in the morning anymore.
Of course, but it's part of your history.
My perimenopausal body won't allow me.
Won't have it.
Eat that
Won't
stuff.
have it.
No.
You're like,
yeah,
maybe I'll
like,
cook it for you and have a couple bites. That's
exactly.
What I'll do. Yeah.
And then I'm more of the breakfast cereal CMOS shake. That's more my get down. That's more me. Like a shake and go. That's one of my favorites.
Yes.
And the cacao CMOS smoothie bowls, my daughter's favorite. Like those are that's the direction I personally go.
It's got maca in that too. The cacao CMOS has the maca in it too.
It's so good. And then my kid, super fluffy bacon pancakes.
Yes, those
what are you gonna do?
pancakes. And you got tropical charcoal detox smoothie bowl. We've got this coconut brown sugar rice pudding.
That is so good. And that's even nice when it's cooled down and it's gone cold. You don't.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, rice pudding. I used to kind of be like rice pudding. I don't know about that. And now I'm into it.
Rice pudding is so English.
Yeah, yes.
It's like Oliver Twist. It's like so English.
Please.
And I despised it as a child because at school they made it so disgusting and like watery. But the minute I learned to kind of make it really creamy and cinnamony, I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah, luscious, decadent, creamy. Yeah. Not so heavy.
They make
probably.
it with water, like it's so gross.
Yeah. And we have to mention plantain breakfast waffles too. Tell us about those.
Listen, those are so fire. I mean, the fact that all you have to do is steam the plantain put it in and squash it down.
Mm.
Like you're not making a batter. It's
Right.
so easy.
I have to make these. They sound amazing.
Do them, like so delicious. Oh
So
my
is
God.
it just the plantains? Any other thing?
No, it's just steamed plantains, sweet plantains.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
And
easy.
are you topping it with, like, what would you do for topping? Something you traditionally do on waffles, or what would you do on it?
Well, I personally with the sweet plantains, I would I put some ackee on it.
Okay.
Like you'd normally do, because normally you'd have like ackee and saltfish,
Mhm.
plantains and fried dumplings. So I would put like ackee on it. But you
Mm.
can even put some vegan bacon or
Yeah.
or some avocado and
Yes.
as you wish. You know?
As you wish, as you wish. Whatever your taste buds desire.
Yes.
Well, then we go right into mains. So say the listener picks this book up and is planning a dinner party. What is
Ooh.
something you would tell them to serve from here that is an absolute winner, no matter who is a dinner guest at their table that night?
Oh my goodness, I'm in the main section now. Wow, I feel like I'm looking through this for the first time. Oh, let me think. There's too many goodies in here. A dinner party. Okay, I would start off with the homemade idlis. That would be a canopy.
Okay.
The little rice cakes with like the tandoori kind of like tofu on top.
Oh,
Because you can do those as nice little like finger foods.
delicious.
I would do those as a canopy. Oh God, this is hard. I think I do the min fria, the Mauritian fried noodles. Big one.
Okay.
Make it easy for yourself, guys.
Well, and look at this Mauritian butter bean soup.
I mean, yeah, I would do that too.
Oh my!
Because you need
gosh.
a little soup, don't you?
Of course, we got tofu tikka kebabs, one pot pumpkin soup, vegan fish and chips, vegan fried chicken, Mauritian lentil
vegan fried
crepes.
chicken, like that's the vegan fried chicken is a problem. That's my grandma's original coating, my Jamaican grandma.
Oh,
that's
all right.
her coating, and we used to always be in the kitchen trying to figure out like what does she put in that coating?
What is the secret?
It's something. I know what it is now.
Of course.
Actually, everybody knows now.
Yeah. Yep. You've shared it. You've passed it on. That's the beauty of it. What are you using for the chicken part of that?
Oyster mushrooms.
Okay, great. Yes.
Just big fat oyster mushrooms. It's oh my God, mushrooms have changed the world.
They really have. They have created
really
some magic in the kitchen.
Now I'm looking through it. I'm like, oh my God, maybe they should do that instead.
Yeah, you're like, we're doing a whole spread. It's going to be a whole tasting of the main dishes. What about this? And I'm going to say it wrong. Rougelie de Zef, the first one in there?
Rougaille de Zef.
Rougaille de Zef.
Yeah, so rougaille just means, rougaille is the base of all Mauritians foods. It's a tomato sauce. So it's kind of like a shakshuka, that tomato sauce.
Okay.
Right. So in Mauritius, that is the base for everything, but it has a lot more chili and cilantro in it. Okay. And zizef just means egg in French. So this is very much back in the day, as my mum would call it, like poor people's food, you know, when they haven't got much and they can just make a tomato sauce and get and boil some eggs and make it kind of spread.
Yes.
Well, a dear friend of mine in LA created these vegan boiled eggs. And I was like, oh my God, I can finally make rougaille de Zef. This is like a childhood emergency meal. And now it's a staple, like
that's fantastic.
Once a week. But it's like a shakshuka, but it's just a spicier version.
Sure. Okay. I'll take some spice. I love that. What about these East London kebab shop gyros?
I mean, when you're coming out drunk on a Friday night, you need a bit of grease.
That's right.
That's what that is. That was definitely a homage to my drunken nights in East London when you go to the kebab shop. Okay. And I made these on the Black Vegan Cooking Show for Jim Jones. And he was like, what?
He loved them.
Oh my God. So I was
I think I might have watched that episode even.
Yeah. I'm like, let's stick those. Let's stick those in the book.
Gotta make it in the
Oh,
book.
they're a win-win. You can pre-make them, put them in the fridge, and just grill them whenever you need them. Super
Love
easy.
it. That's great. I love stuff that you can you prep it ahead of time, and then when you're serving your guests, you just serve it up nice and hot because you just do the finishing touches. That's good to go. And lastly in here is Edgar's vegan goulash. So tell us more about that.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because I know a lot of people are going to be like, okay, Mauritian, Jamaican, and now she's got Hungarian goulash. Like, who is Hungarian?
Edgar.
Edgar.
Yeah.
Edgar is my father-in-law.
There we go.
And whilst I was making the book, he passed away. And when I got married, I got married in Vienna, which is where my ex-husband was from.
Okay.
And when his dad Edgar found out all my Jamaican and Mauritian family were flying in from East London, I wanted to have like an evening thing at his house in the garden, just very relaxed. He was like, and he's a great chef, Edgar. He was like, what am I going to make your family?
Oh,
Like Jamaicans and Mauritians coming to Austria.
yeah.
Like, dude, just do your goulash. They're going to love it.
Yeah.
He was like, goulash. I said, trust me.
Oh, great.
They're going to love it. And he was so nervous. He did this massive pot of goulash. And when everyone was really wasted at the end of the night in the garden, he brought this big pot of goulash out with loads of warm, crusty, buttered baguettes. And my family lost it.
Oh my gosh.
He did a potato goulash for me, but he did like a beef goulash for everybody else. And I was like, and they haven't stopped talking about that goulash up until today. So I was like, in honor of Edgar and the fact that he had just passed away when I was making the book, his goulash is going in this book.
Yes, I want to make that now. It's so funny. I don't have the best memory of goulash when I was a kid. My mom used to make it, and I haven't made it since. And maybe this is going to be my because I've been interested in it ever since. Right? I mean, she made it out of love. It was good. It was just one of those things where like, it was it wasn't my favorite thing. And I remember that as a kid being like, oh, it's goulash again.
Goulash
you know what I mean?
again, right?
Yeah. So I think I need to visit this recipe.
Do it again with some crusty bread and some sauerkraut on the side.
Yeah. Oh, see, all the stuff you're mentioning to go with it. I'm like, oh, this like takes it home for me. That's great. That's great. Oh, so good. Well, this moves us into snack time in Mauritius and Jamaica, a street food adventure. What gets you most excited in this chapter? So what is a recipe or two that absolutely was going in the street food chapter? No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Okay, no ifs, buts. All right, you're ahead of me. I'm like, here we go. This section is very important to me. Because whenever I go to Jamaica or Mauritius, that drive from the airport to your hotel, to your family's home, that drive is the pit stop. There are many pit stops before you get to your hotel, because street food is the best food.
Yeah.
So
it's the best food. It's fun. It's always fun. It's always flavorful. Oh, look at that beautiful spread.
First two opening pages, which is basically, this is a Mauritian street food spread. I had to get these in there. Now, what are on these pages? We've got the crispy onion bhajis are on this page.
Tell me more.
We've got gato pimo, which are like these little chili cakes. And when you walk around in Mauritius, they'll be on the side of the street with like a big wok, and they fry these chili cakes made from like chickpea flour and green chilies. And when they come out of the oil and they just melt in your mouth. As kids, we would like, if we went to an aunt's house and they were making them, we would fight over them.
Sure.
If they were getting fried, we'd be taking them before they even got to the table.
Burning your mouth. Yeah, essentially. Yeah. Yep.
So those, and the gâteau awis, which are like the taro fritters. I made those at the event, the book signing.
I wondered, I was going to ask you, like, what made it to the event out of the book?
Yeah, so we made the taro fritters, because it was an easy piece of food, and I made all the spicy chutneys to go with it as well.
It's always such a hard choice when you do a party. You're like, what do I serve to present this book?
And what's going to fit well whilst it's getting cold?
Yes.
So I was like, let's just do that. So it was like they had to be in there, like 150%. And then my grilled jerk corn on the cob, I was like, that has to be there, because whenever I go back to Jamaica and you kind of go to the jerk hut, I can't really eat anything else there because it's all like chicken and pork, but I can always have the corn now. And when they grill that in the smoker with the jerk spices, oh my Lord.
Oh, it sounds delicious. What are the fried bakes? That's the last one in here. What is that?
I was like, did I put fried bakes in there? Yes, I
we're getting
did.
you refreshed here for the book tour. Here we
So,
go.
thank you. You're just like this. I made this, by the way. Yeah, you wouldn't think, would you? You just wouldn't think. So
Ah!
fried bakes are very similar to fried dumplings, but they are sweeter. They're sweet. So they
Okay.
have like cinnamon, brown sugar. So they're a little on the sweeter side. They have butter in them, and they're a little
Mm.
flatter. And they're just like warm little yummy puffs of goodness.
Yummy
Good with a
puffs.
cup of tea.
Oh, great. Yummy puffs of goodness with a cup of tea. I'm into it. I'm here for it. Well, now we're looking at side dishes, including the creamiest, cheesiest vegan mac and cheese ever. I consider myself a mac and cheese connoisseur. So tell me, what makes
Oh
this the creamiest,
my
cheesiest vegan
God.
mac and cheese ever, my love?
The battle of the mac and cheese. I am like,
I gave up 6 years ago trying to have the best one because all of us vegans, we're like, no, I got this. I got this. I got this.
so the reason why I've overly emphasized the cream, I wouldn't have done this if it wasn't a vegan mac and cheese.
Sure, of course.
But I've had a lot of vegan mac and cheeses,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and they're really bad.
Yeah, so have I. Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
they're really, really dreadful.
mm-hmm.
So it was my mission. And back in the day when I wasn't vegan, I made a killer mac and cheese. I was known for it. I mean, we all feel that way, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I've been trying out so many different ways to make this vegan mac and cheese over the years without it being dry and with it being cheesy and moreish. And then I finally figured I nailed it. I was like, I've nailed it. And I found that soaking raw cashews and
Mm-hmm.
blending those first into a super creamy paste is the way forward.
Nice.
And that's what makes it super, super creamy. Obviously, we've got like a ton of butter and a
Sure.
million packs of vegan cheese in it.
Yep.
But when I made this on the Black Vegan Cooking Show, when we had Remy Ma and Papoose on, and she requested vegan mac and cheese, I was like, oh gosh,
Uh-huh.
this is definitely the most difficult guest I'm going to have in my hands because she's coming in negative already.
Yep.
And she could not believe that it was vegan. So I was like, well, that's my biggest challenge with my most tough guest. And she took the whole tray home off the set.
Crushed it.
Yeah, crushed it.
Oh,
So I am just claiming the vegan version here.
I love it. Did you ever have days when you filmed and the crew was like, gimme, I want all of that?
Yeah.
That's always the best. Like when I've done a TV spot or something and they come up and just take a bite and then they're like, oh, hey,
I'm
what
like,
are you
no,
going to
gotta
do
wait
with
to the
this?
end. We got to wait to the end.
And then at the end, I'm like, no, take it. Like, go, take all of it.
Yeah,
Take
like
some
everyone
home.
making doggy bags and taking stuff home. Absolutely.
It's always
That was
the best compliment. You're like, that's what I needed. That's perfect.
like feeding my crew at the end brings me so much joy.
Yes, and they like it. So then you're kind of like, okay, maybe I've interested them in plant-based dishes. That is the goal.
Yeah, because my crew are not vegan.
Yep.
So it's an interesting journey for them.
It's a great way. Food is a great way. Well, I'm looking at these spicy baked okra fries. I love learning about new ways to cook okra. And what I love about side dishes is that we as vegans often find ourselves, in situations where we don't have a ton of options. So it's always great if someone invites you over, they're not vegan, you can take a couple side dishes, make sure you're taken care of, and you're also not imposing on whatever their main event is, right? You can kind of be like, what's your theme? And then you just bring a couple things to pass. You fill your listen, vegans, though, fill your plate up first, because when people taste your delicious food, then they want it all, which is great, but you got to make sure you get yours so that you're not left hungry at the end of the night. What are a couple side dishes in this chapter we would want to show up at a party with?
Okay, so I mean, baked okra fries, 100%. I think okra gets a really bad rap.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's in preparation, right?
Like it's in preparation, and I totally understand. I mean, I grew up on okra, but I understand the gooiness is an issue.
Sure, the slime.
Exactly, but you gotta season up your flour, people, and get them nice and crisp and serve instantly.
Yeah.
So spicy baked okra fries, which is my kid's favorite, is like a definite number one. What section are we in, my love?
We're doing side dishes right now.
We're in side dishes. I would also say, homemade chapatis. Yeah, homemade chapatis, just the Indian flatbreads. I think the beautiful thing with those is you can put so many things inside. And Mauritians serve and eat very similar to Ethiopian and Somalian.
Mhm.
So there's never really something that's the star of the plate. It's a plate full of many little things. So with something like this chapati, you could put all of my condiments inside, like the mango chutney, the coconut chutney, the pickled veggies, and just roll it
Yes.
up, and so yummy.
Just enjoy it,
Yes,
savor it.
yes, savor it.
We've
And
got this Mauritian peanut sauce in here too.
where is that?
I love a good peanut sauce. What would you put it on? It's in your side dishes, my dear.
You see,
Page
you know this thing better than me.
page
Okay.
134.
So Hogai pistache.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you about this.
Mm-hmm.
This is a definite. We are going through hard times, and we ain't really got much in the cupboard. But we have some tomatoes, onions, garlic, ginger, chilies, and we got a jar of peanut butter.
Oh.
So this is very, very Mauritian, and my
Uh-huh.
mom had this growing up as a kid when times were hard, but it ended up just being a love, and she brought it through, into my life. And they literally would make that hogai base that I told you about with the tomatoes, extra chilies, jar of peanut butter. So it's like a spicier version of a satay, but with much more tomatoes. And you'd cook it down, hot crusty bread, and you just dip it in the pot. You don't even serve it on a plate.
Oh.
Sounds so simple, but it's so delicious.
I've got so much work today I have to do on some of my own recipe stuff after we get off this call. And I'm like, well, I just want to cook what's in this book, though. I don't want to make my own stuff.
No,
That
work on
sounds,
your own stuff.
oh my gosh, that sounds so good, though.
Yeah,
And what is the,
it's Moorish.
yes, yes. And what is this, callaloo saute? What is that?
Why do I not have a picture of callaloo in here? Actually, I think I do. So callaloo is a green leafy vegetable that's eaten a lot in Jamaica, in the
Okay.
Caribbean. Very much. It's kind of in between a spinach and a kale, a little bit more bitter to taste. And callaloo is a very typical Jamaican side. So, like you'd have a side of spinach or a side of kale.
Okay.
You kind of steam it and cook it up with onions and garlic and ginger. And
Okay.
a powerhouse of superfoods. So, so good for you.
And you've got to take on some garlic bread in here too, I'm
Yeah,
seeing.
I was like, hey, we might as well just throw in some
I mean,
garlic
we're talking
bread.
about that crusty bread, babe. This falls right in line. It's the chile and is it mackerel lime garlic bread?
Yeah, I'm a sucker for some bread, babe.
Oh,
I
so
am a
good.
sucker for some bread, and my daughter really, really, really loves garlic bread. I have this thing of where I use the kaffir lime leaves, and I kind of like fry those off, saute those in the butter first, so you get that kaffir limey taste on the bread,
Yes.
on the edges. Yeah.
On that crusty bread and Jamaican cabbage and bacon?
Cabbage and bacon.
Yes.
This this is the staple in a Jamaican household. Cabbage and bacon, which actually is very English. So definitely it's a colonial thing.
Sure.
That kind of stuck. But cabbage and bacon is it's the way forward. And when I kind of like started working with Thrilling a couple of years ago, my favorite vegan bacon brand in the world, I was like, guys, we are putting the cabbage and bacon in the cookbook.
We know what we're doing.
I could just eat a bowl of that and nothing else. It's just comforting, smoky bacon with cabbage and fresh thyme, and it's just simple.
Delicious.
Yeah,
Well, and
simple.
before we close out the side dishes, I'm looking at this Mauritian cucumber salad, and I feel like I'm learning about these new flavors from you. So what's in that Mauritian cucumber salad?
I know, and it sounds really simple, right? But Mauritians just cannot help but put chili in everything.
I love it.
So we put a lot of diced red chilies and cilantro.
But how great is that with the cool of the cucumber and then the hit of the chili,
and the spice and lots of fresh lemon, salt and pepper, and that's it. But it's because Mauritian food is so hot, you kind of need that balance of something cooling on the side. So that will help for first timers eating Mauritian food.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Jamaican food is not spicy in comparison to Mauritian food.
But you're like, that's a good starter recipe if you're just getting into it then. That's good. Well, now we're looking at my favorite always and forever. We're in desserts, and I got to tell you, I'm drooling here. We got coconut, banana, fritters, listeners, brioche bread pudding, your famous 3-ingredient mango ice cream, sticky toffee pudding, my queen. Well, let's just have a 0 day and cook all the desserts from your book and eat them all. So that's one that
Okay.
we can have together. What makes your sweet tooth sing, Charlize?
Right. I don't have a sweet tooth.
Ooh,
I must
okay.
confess. One is slowly surfacing because perimenopause is making me feel all sorts of weird things.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to, like, really delve into something, bread pudding is like my childhood favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried to veganize it for many, many years in the way that my dad would have made it, with rum and heavy creams, but just couldn't quite achieve it. But the minute vegan brioche came out, I was like,
Mm-hmm. We're done.
we're done. And then vegan condensed milk
Mm-hmm.
and all the coconut creams, and caramel sauces, the minute those came out, I said, oh, we're going in. And that was one of my Today Show hits the second time I was on there.
Beautiful.
So that is like vegan brioche bread pudding, date candy bars.
Yes. Tell me more.
Those are like they're kind of like a Snickers
Uh-huh.
and a Twix combined, but like so addictive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I made those on the Black Vegan Cooking Show, but I didn't show them on air. I gave them to Jim Jones when he was leaving set,
Oh, perfect. Okay.
and he was like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I now send a box to Jim every couple of
Oh,
months because when he's in the studio and he has the munchies,
it's such a better thing than pulling out that Snickers or Twix.
whatever
Come
it
on.
takes. And
Yes.
yeah, and I love this shot. Like, so we flew
Oh,
my mother-in-law in, and she
oh,
came in, and I got, because I wanted her hand in the picture, making one
yeah.
of my daughter, and that was really important. But Mauritian tropical fruit salad,
I
it's
was
really
curious.
it's interesting because I didn't actually realize until I moved here. Spanish Mexicans, they do the same concept
Okay.
with chili and lemon with their fruits. And I didn't know that. I thought just Mauritians did it.
Okay.
So we essentially do the same thing.
And it's
Um,
that balance of flavors again.
it's that balance of sour and sweet and
Yes.
spicy.
Yep.
It's delicious. And coconut banana fritters. I mean, who doesn't want a banana fritter?
I mean, come on. Sounds so good. And I'm looking at this Mauritian aludas. Is that how I say it?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Aluda. That is,
Aluda.
if you go to Mauritius, you'll find this in the food markets, like in the
Okay.
bazaars, and it's like rice noodles and tapioca and rose
Ah.
water and cardamom, cinnamon. It's like the ultimate milkshake with a million other things in it. Like, it's so good. It's crazy. But the other night we made the ladog banan, which is the sweet spice plantains. I made those for my signing. Oh my god, it was gone in like 2 seconds.
Oh, I bet. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
That is that's a really naughty one though.
Oh, sure.
Because it's like
That's why it was
sugar.
gone in 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's like cooked down with cinnamon and sugar
Yes.
and vanilla, and it's really
So great though. What a celebratory night. Perfect time for it.
Yes.
Perfect time for it. So good. Well, this, everyone gets thirsty, and we got a dedicated drinks chapter in here. And can we just pause and give a moment of respect for what I've been sipping on this whole time?
What is this?
Everyone's new favorite lemonade, the tamarind lemonade. This is a bold burst of sweet baby tangy tamarind
Are
swirled
you
with zesty
kidding?
lemon. It's just so refreshing. This little exotic twist we have here. I love it. So
Are
everybody
you
get into it.
serious right now? Are you winding me up?
Look at,
Did you make my drink?
of course I did. Oh my god.
Shut up.
And I've been drinking it since yesterday. I have had several glasses now. I'm like, okay, I need to calm down. I want to
I
stretch this out.
love
It's so good.
you.
It's so yummy, everybody. So make sure when you get this book, especially we're going into summer. What a refreshing twist on
I'm actually gonna make that at my LA signing. That's gonna be the non-alcoholic. I did the Creole rum passion at this signing, and I did the sorrel.
good.
And I don't drink anymore, so I had to get the rum sponsor to
Sure.
make the cocktail. Oh my God, everybody was wasted
Loved
after.
it.
I was like, I did not batch it out. I was
Oh
not
my
involved.
gosh, that's so funny. So I also don't drink, and in my second book, I'm a big Reba McEntire fan. I have a cocktail
Yes.
called the Fancy Margarita, and it's basically like a beet
Ooh.
juice cocktail that's red, named after her song Fancy. And
I must try.
I had a fabulous intern at the time, Taryn Clayton, Soj Food. She's in New Jersey. Everybody look her up. But she had also had bartending experience. So she I came up with the idea, and so we made a mocktail version and that version, but we served it at our wedding, and like people were they were loving it. And I was like, I'm glad it's good, but everybody they were getting wild on the Fancy Margarita. So it's like I was standing back and I was like, I didn't mix it, everybody. I didn't do it.
Not me.
So I feel you. I've been there. I was like, mine's just juice, everybody. I don't know
Right?
what's happening over there. Bless.
I
Oh,
love
well,
it.
we've got options galore in here, like ginger turmeric tea, tropical sea moss slammer, carrot juice, even sweet potato juice and sea moss, watermelon juice. And let's not forget some nutrient dense shots like lemon zinger, goji berry shot, apple cider vinegar shot, and beet shot. Now, what about, so you talked about the Creole rum passion cocktail. What about this Jamaican Guinness punch? Tell me more about that.
Jamaican Guinness punch. Well, now, now I can make it with with like a malt, so the
Yeah.
non-alcoholics can have it.
Yep.
But that was Guinness punch is growing up as a kid when you got your rice and peas and your jerk chicken. Guinness punch is a big jug of Guinness punches on the table.
Okay.
Yeah. In every Jamaican household, and everyone makes theirs the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love Guinness punch, and I was like, I need to find a way to make it. Okay, we've kind of figured out how to remove the Guinness. We can use a malt, and we can use any plant-based milk, but it's just the sweetener. It's the condensed milk part. And then I managed to find the Nature's Charm condensed milk, and I was like, holy moly, we have arrived. It tastes exactly like the original Guinness punch now.
So it's got condensed milk. Okay.
Without the condensed milk, it just doesn't taste
Can't
right.
really take off, right?
I was making it and I was like,
Yeah.
But now with the condensed milk, it is a carbon copy.
Oh, that's great. Oh, I love it when you can.
But it's like a meal. You can't really drink it whilst you're eating.
Yeah. It's its own meal on its own.
Yeah, with the nutmeg and the cinnamon, like it's full on.
Yep. Oh, that's great. Well, what's a favorite? I listed a bunch from here, but what is a favorite drink for you from the drink section? Island Drinks is the name of the section, everybody.
I am definitely a sorrel girl. Hibiscus. I'm definitely a sorrel girl. Yes. My grandma grew sorrel in her backyard in Jamaica, in Kingston, and she would pick the fresh sorrel and soak it overnight and then squeeze it out. And so that's a very nostalgic drink for me. So yeah, I'm a sorrel girl all day. But then, all the shots and that's definitely my dad. He was like a shots person when it came to
keep you right.
Shots and carrot juice. Like carrot juice is a big one and again, sounds really weird, but Jamaican carrot juice has condensed milk in it.
Huh. Okay.
And nutmeg and cinnamon.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So until the condensed milk came out, I was really unhappy with how my carrot juice was turning out. But now we got it nailed.
All right. Great.
Everything's just got to be creamy and just like.
I mean, I get it. That gives that yummy, luscious flavor and texture to it. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, we close the recipes off with a section called Vegan Island Pantry. What are some staples from this section that you always have on hand?
Oh, let me go to my pantry section, darling.
Yes, please.
All right.
Now I can finally. I've been wanting to like slurp this lemonade down the whole time, and I'm like, I can't drink it all till we get to the drink moment. Now, look, I mean, it's already 3/4 gone, but now I'm just gonna go for
slurping. Vegan Island Pantry. Okay. Very important section, actually. And you know what? This could have been a 20 pages long. Like, I almost felt like I just didn't get everything in it.
Yeah, I bet.
There's so many missing things. I think important things, just having your dry rubs and those kind of premixes and your curry powders, they will take all the anxiety out of kind of especially if you're not vegan or you're just not familiar with food from Jamaica or Mauritius, if you have like your dry rubs already ready and in a nice little container, your curry powders already mixed, it takes all the stress
Yeah.
of making a meal.
Well,
So,
it's kind of that thing. I imagine you make these things and they last you some time. So you can
they
give
can
yourself a
be
staples
there.
day,
Yeah,
make some staples, and then you're set for a while.
exactly. They're there like forever. All your all-purpose seasonings, even your eggy seasonings.
Yeah.
Just, prep is the key. So having all your dry rubs is essential. Coconut milk. I need an entire closet full of coconut milk because it's just the savior for everything.
I hear you.
And your chili sauces, have your hot sauces ready to go in the fridge. So all you got to do is just.
Well, is there one from this chapter you find yourself using like all the time?
All the time.
Yeah.
Okay. All the time.
Where you're just like, ooh, I got that. Or when you're close to running out of it, you're like, ooh, I need to make that more of that right now because I know I'm going to want
Scotch bonnet hot sauce, 150%.
There you go.
And my jerk dry rub seasoning, that goes in a lot of things. Yeah.
That makes
When
sense.
that starts to run low, I start to panic. Yeah, all hell breaks loose. Eggy seasoning mix, because that's an every weekend thing I'm using. And all purpose is a daily thing.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that all makes sense. Well, at the end of the book, after the acknowledgments, you give us some personal snapshots of you and your family. And this book is so deeply personal in sharing the stories and the recipes. And it was look at that. See, it's such a beautiful spread. And it was such a nice treat at the end to be able to put some faces with the stories and just, thank you for sharing that. You're including the photos of your father, who was indeed super fly, as you say in the book.
Yeah.
What a handsome gent with a magnetic smile. I can see where you get it from. And you start to close the book out with some plant-based online shopping recommendations while also speaking about shopping locally. And you talk about celebrating community. So what does all that look like for you?
Okay. So I was very, very intentional with the way I made this book and how I sourced a lot of things. And obviously, I knew you're making a cookbook, so you really could just cut corners and buy the cheapest produce on the planet just to make things look aesthetically pleasing. But I was like, nope. So where I shop daily in Brooklyn is a Grenadian grocery store called Le Bay. And there is a picture of Big Mac in here.
Oh, great.
This is Big Mac.
Oh, I love it. Yes, great.
Yeah. So he has had this Grenadian grocery store called Le Bay for over 25 years. And he's like the godfather in Brooklyn of the Caribbean produce. And he has farms and he literally imports a lot of his fresh produce from his farms in Grenada to his store in Brooklyn. So you can go and get daily fresh coconuts coming off the truck, yams, green bananas, plantains, mangoes, okra, sea moss. So I got all the produce from Le Bay for the cookbook.
Amazing.
Because I was like, if we're gonna do this, let's
what a great tribute in the book.
Yeah, and I love him, and it's important to keep it in the community. I wasn't gonna go to Whole Foods and buy the stuff. We're not doing that. It's this is a book. It's a journey of my family, my story, my ancestors. So we have to kind of keep it consistent to the end. Yeah, to the end.
I love the authenticity of that. And again, him getting that photo in the book is such a nice tribute too. So lovely. And lastly in here, you speak about the collaboration with the Dennis Sharp Foundation. Can you share more about that with our listeners?
Oh, I would love to. So on a lot of the pages, you'll see like these beautiful prints, and they are actually my aprons.
Yes.
So I wanted to use them on pages of the backdrop. So the Dennis Sharp Foundation is a nonprofit for one of my best friend's fathers. So my dad had a factory in Ghana, manufacturing fabrics. So I went to Ghana a lot as a child and fell in love with the Ghanaian people. And when my dad passed away, I still kept on going to Ghana because I had really great relationships with people there. And me and my friend, his dad was Dennis Sharp. We were in Ghana one day, we were in Accra, walking through the market. And we saw these two two young women sitting on the side of the street in the market with two like toddlers. And they were selling some homemade little purses. And I was like, oh, I'm going to buy a couple of those, take them home to the kid. And we started speaking to them. And I was like, did you make these? And they were beautifully made. And they explained that they were both single moms. The dads were no longer around. They were practically living on the street with their kids. And they were seamstresses. So I was like, where did you make this stuff? And they said, well, we've got like it's a hut. They were living in a hut on a concrete floor.
Wow.
They took us there and showed us some of the bits that they had been making. And I looked at my friend and he was like, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Because I was in Ghana looking for somewhere to make my aprons and to get fabrics.
Oh, okay.
And we were like, okay. So literally, we bought 2 sand machines. We set up their space a little better. We got all the fabrics. Those 2 women make all my aprons for my nonprofit. And all the money goes back to them. And I wear the aprons on the Today Show, on the Black Vegan Cooking Show. I use them in the book as the backdrops. And the Dennis Sharp Foundation is what I run it under. Yeah.
Wow. So are those aprons available to purchase then?
Yeah, they're in my Etsy store.
Oh, well, we'll put a link down in our notes here so people can click on
I
it.
think, you know what? I think there's about 10 left. I haven't managed to get back to Ghana in a couple of years now.
All right.
I'm going to try and get down there at the end of the year and start over again.
Okay, well, we'll at least put a link in for the Dennis Sharp Foundation so everybody can
thank you.
check
I'd
that out
appreciate
then.
that.
Oh, how
Awesome.
lovely. Well, that, dear listeners, is the fabulous new book, Vegan Soulicious, Plant-Based Island Cooking by Charlise Rookwood. Now, Charlise, it's time for your book brag. Tell us something you are most proud of when it comes to this book.
Oh, I've never been asked this question. Something I'm so proud of. Okay. When I got offered this cookbook deal, I was literally in the middle of a divorce. And I was in one of the darkest spaces I've been in a long time. And I was just like, I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's impossible. I'm trying to find somewhere to live. I still haven't told my daughter what's going on. We're all kind of putting on this act in the house. And now I've got this huge cookbook deal with Abrams. Oh my God. And somehow, some way, through the crazy and a lot of sweat and tears, and I'm dyspraxic. So I really struggle with keeping things in order.
Mm-hmm.
When I'd get millions of emails from like everybody on the team when I was making the book, I would break down into tears. I was like, I don't understand. It's too much. When they said you got to hit, I don't know, a 70,000 word count, I was like, what? It's impossible. But I had an amazing team, a great support system, and I am really proud that I managed to make this book in such a crazy time of my life. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I am proud of you. That is, and in retrospect, and I'm speaking just from hearing that, it probably was the best gift you could have received at that time, ultimately.
Holding this, I mean, receiving that at that time was like a lifeline.
Right.
And then, I mean, it's nearly 2 years now since I signed my cookbook deal to having it in my hands. And now having it like in my hands, it's like, what?
Yeah. Oh, I love
This
it.
is insane. But
So
they
good.
say, when things get sticky and they get tough, you dig deeper and you keep pushing against the flow.
Yes, keep pushing against the flow. Oh, what a great way to close that out. The last thing we're going to do here now is your rapid fire round of questions. Are you ready?
I'm so looking forward to this.
Bring it. Here we go. Okay, so first one. Most used spice in the kitchen?
Chilies.
Texting or calling?
Texting.
Oh.
Actually, voice messaging.
Yes.
Voice notes.
Yes. I love it. Quiet morning walk or late night stroll?
Quiet morning walk.
Mm-hmm. Camping or glamping?
Glamping.
Yes. Beach, sunrise, or sunset?
Sunrise.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Favorite pasta shape?
Favorite pasta shape? Penne.
There you go. Sweet or salty snack?
Salty.
Now, this one's a little brain teaser here.
Okay.
Same meal every day or never repeat the same meal ever again? I know.
What? You are so cruel. Same meal every day or never repeat. Never repeat.
Never repeat. I know. It's so hard. I know.
Oh,
I
I'm
know. I
like,
know. But yeah, I'm with you. Never
I
repeat.
prefer to struggle with trying to find new things than
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. And then dreaming about that one thing that you'll
Never
never
again.
have again because you're having the new experience all the
Yes.
time. It
Yeah.
gets easier again, I promise. So most use kitchen tool.
Most used kitchen tool would be my knife.
Yes. Work in silence or with background noise?
Oh, loud music, please.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. My poor
Okay.
husband.
Yes.
He's like, oh, he's working again.
Yeah.
Do you prefer a big party or a small gathering?
Small gathering.
Same. Plane travel or road trip?
Plane. I'm a really bad car person. I get sick after 20 minutes.
Oh, then we're done. We're putting you on a plane.
Yeah,
Done and
planes,
done.
please. Planes.
Yes. All right, Charlise, you did it. That was your rapid fire. Well done. Please tell everyone where they can find you on the internet and on social media if you wish to be found.
Yes, you can find me vegan Soulicious Instagram. I'm really not anywhere else. I have a TikTok account, but I'm not there.
Same.
So Instagram, vegan Soulicious. Whole bunch of links in my bio where you can get the book.
Yes.
You can watch the Black Vegan Cooking Show.
Beautiful.
And did I tell you about my restaurant?
No, tell me.
Just like throw it in at the end.
I love it.
We are in the middle of building out my first restaurant in Brooklyn in Crown Heights.
Congratulations. That is so exciting.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, get ready. Get ready.
Yeah, so we're
do you have a projected opening?
We 6 to 8 months. It's
Okay.
a crazy building site right now. But in the basement, I'm going to be opening a private members bar called Purple Haze, who is my alter ego.
Beautiful.
So you have to come by when it's
Oh, I cannot wait.
Where are you based?
Will. I'm in Chicago now. New York for so many years, but now Chicago, and I do get back, so I cannot wait.
When we do the big launch, I'm going to invite you.
Oh, thank you. I would love to be there. How fantastic. What a gift you're going to give the world with that. That's great.
Yay.
Oh, so good. Congratulations. Well, not just that, you've got a book tour as well. Do you want to tell people where they can see you?
Yes. So next stop is LA on the 22nd of May. We may have an Atlanta date squeezing in before. I'm just trying to finalize it now. I'm going to be also doing a collaboration in LA with Chamon Vegan, the vegan bakery. And then I'm off to London in the beginning of July. All the info is on my Instagram. London, I'm doing so many dates. We're doing a Soho House private dinner, book signing. We're doing a theatre thing, a bunch of TV talk shows and stuff. But yeah, I put everything on my Instagram as it comes in. So, but I'm very excited about LA because a lot of my tribe are out there.
Yeah.
So, I'm super excited.
Yeah, I would imagine your music roots. There's probably so much happening
everybody.
there.
And we're doing that book signing in an art gallery. So it's going to be a whole different vibe on this one.
Oh, that'll be awesome. So good. And all of that while you're planning this new restaurant endeavor as well. So I'm so excited for you.
And I'm moving home. I'm packing boxes in between.
Wow. Wow. You're doing it. This is great. It's all happening. The wheels are turning. Yeah. So good. Well, thank you for making the time to be here today, everyone.
Dustin, are you kidding? It is such an honor to be here. Like, this is just the most amazing way to kind of like kick off this cookbook tour. I appreciate you for having me on.
Oh, of course, my pleasure. And everyone, go get your copy of Vegan Soulicious Plant-Based Island Cooking everywhere books are sold. And truly an honor to have you on, Charlise. Thank you for shining your light and energy with us today. I appreciate you so much.
Bless you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much for listening. We'd be so grateful if you would rate, review, and subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast. It really does help us.
Yes, thank you so much. And don't forget to check out keeponcooking.com for all of the latest in recipes and Keep On Cooking updates. This has been a Muzzy Cat production.